Hello, everybody! It is Monday! How we all doing tonight? Who is with me tonight? Jennifer's in there. Angela's in there. Kelly. Cheryl. Nancy. Good evening, everybody. How are we this Monday? Jeff Johnson. Good to have you with us. Hey, Lori and Kitty. What is happening tonight? Jana's joining us from the great state of Texas. Adele and Dazzle are joining us. Hey, Stephanie, good to have you with us. Good to have everybody with us on this Monday. Massachusetts opening Monday. Opening day. Off to the races. Hey, Alexa. It is so good to have everybody with me tonight. Very good. It's hot in Iowa. It's actually a nice day out today. I didn't get to see much of it, but it is a very nice day out today. Hey, Ann in Virginia, good to have you with us. Great to have everybody here on this Monday. Massachusetts Monday, we're calling it. Kelly, patience and that lesson is an important one. It's not one that I always had, that I was always properly equipped for. The teenage self of me was not equipped for that, but the adult self of me has a lot more patience for that. Hey, Nancy, how are you today? It was Kitty, it was a very busy Saturday, although it was in spurts, but we sold a lot of inventory today. We sold a lot of inventory. Consigners were patient with our new process. We only had a backup a couple of times today. We changed from just to manage things. We went from open drop-offs anytime we're open to drop-offs only between 10 and 3 and limits on items. So on clothing, we limited it to 5 of our laundry baskets. And on decor pieces, 25, decor and furniture, a limit of 25 at one time. And overall, it was fine. I mean, our early morning backup in clothing was really related to, we had one older lady that just was, very, very slow and methodical with everything, so that backed things up a little bit. But overall, it went really very well, and was a very, very strong sales day. So I am very excited. How did it go at Found, Karen? How was opening day in Newfoundland? Newfoundland? How was opening day? And Nancy, did you open today? Hang on one second. Max is coming in. Max is on set tonight. Well, I'm sorry, baby. Didn't mean to get you all choked up there. Hey, Russ is joining us from the busy support desk at Resale World. I don't know what that is. So, how did it go? Hey, Vicky, great to have you with us. How did it go in Found, Karen and Nancy? Were you able to open up today, or are you waiting till later in the week? One thing I was surprised when I talked to one of my landlords today, who rents to Marshalls and Home Goods in one of his plazas, he said they're not opening up till Thursday. That caught me a little surprised. And I'm told most of the mall here in Connecticut was not open today. Oh, Kelly, have you not seen my video tour? I posted a video tour. I have a 3D video of my stores that we did during COVID. to help boost business. Message me for it, email me for it if you didn't see the links to it, but I posted that. But email me and I'll send you the links to it. I'm not sure where it is on our new website. On the website, I think it is on our website. I'm just not sure where it is on our. If you go to our website, ecistores.com, Kelly, and you go to the Cutie Patooties page and you go to the Cutiques page, you will see a 3D video tour of our stores. Hey, Kath. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah, I mean, because of our processing center, Kitty, we normally aren't processing anything the same day, so we're not having to hold anything, but it's still, we make them hang clothes, so it does take a little bit of time if they don't have them pre-hung. If they got hangers in advance, it's all good, but we also had some, yeah, Nancy, I missed, I had 4 today decide, oh my God, you're really going to ask us to see people, and couldn't handle it, and decided that this wasn't for them, that working wasn't for them. More surprising than that was that I actually got 3 of the 4 resignations in writing. Well, actually, no, I think I've gotten 4 of them now in writing. I have all 4 resignations in writing. Which was the more surprising thing. So I'm disappointed in it, but you know, the thing I looked at with that, Nancy, and this is really for anybody, is I have a whole company of people that depend on me. I have all of the rest of my team that depend on us moving forward, and not just saying, oh well 4 key, and these 3 of them were key holders decide they can't handle this. That, yes, that's a problem, but you know, more importantly, I have all the rest of my team that depends on us to provide for them and to have an opportunity for them. I have 30,000 consigners and shoppers that depend on us to provide for them and for their families. And that is a greater and more important than what these people are doing. You know, I didn't come this far to only come this far. So we're going to get to the other side of this and getting things going. And, you know, so that was a rocky start. So I worked hard in the store today. But it was great to see people. Most people were incredibly, you know, just like you have all said, incredibly happy to come out and see, incredibly happy to see us. To be in store, a great amount of joy, really was, and some disappointment actually from our other staff members on those that decided not to return. They were really kind of disappointed in them, and I get it. I'm thrilled to hear that all is good, Karen. I saw your one reply, Nancy. Opening on Thursday? That's great. I'm excited for you, Nancy. I'm thrilled that you're going to be opening on Thursday. You know, we decided to pop the cork. You know, we were getting so much and just get it going while the getting was good in the state. And I have to say, you know, beyond the staffing issues, truly thrilled that, you know, by the response of customers that came out and took part in things. So it was really a great day. They got slammed with sales because one of the things, especially, is that everybody's, as many of you have seen, is everybody's buying more. So your cart size is larger. So you know, it is taking longer. We are backing up more at the register. Is one of our problems, I guess. Good problem. But we are backing up a little more at the register as that has happened at certain times of the day. And it certainly sounds like it was that way at the end of the day. I wasn't there at the end of the day, but I did, that is something that I did hear in our end of day reports. But that's, you know, these are, again, good problems to have. Again, because people have been so excited to be back out. Hey, Dana, great to have you joining. Hey, Joanne, good to have you here. You're never late to the show. Hey, Barb. Right, Kitty. Is Rebecca ready to process inventory? No. No, she is not ready to process inventory. That is not. Well, she does process some. She has processed some. She has processed some inventory. You know. She just doesn't like to. So, and that's okay. But somebody is going to pick up this wonderful college graduate and pay her a fortune so she can take care of her parents, who have always taken care of her. So we will get there. But you will be happy, Russ, that we've had somebody that is like super into cleaning up our book backlog and has been like on top of it. Like we have brought down our book backlog. Like now I have to tell her where the hidden book backlog is. The obvious book backlog, she got through all of it. And so now I have to get her to the books that are hidden in the ceiling and on different secret floors and under places to get caught up on the book backlog from when our book module was inoperable. We're just over an hour away from where we live. Is just over an hour away from our stores. We live in the hills of Connecticut, in the quiet country part of Connecticut, and we travel into our stores right now. Hey, Bonnie, no, he didn't call me today. I kept on waiting for a weird phone number, and I just had weird people calling me, not weird phone numbers. Yes, I love these bigger sales. And everybody, even when we had people waiting, was really overall pretty good about it, you know. We had a couple people that wanted us to set up more drop-off stations and things, but that was only a brief period of time. And again, had we not had that little old lady that was hanging and, you know, trying to put one thing on a hanger, you know, over 5 minutes at a time, you know, we wouldn't have gotten backed up too bad. Hey, Suzanne and MJ, great to have you with us. Laurel's with us. Hey, Laurel, Kristen, Sylvia. Happy Monday. Massachusetts Monday, people. That's what I'm saying. So it is exciting to be back among the open. So I'm excited about that. But we got lots of good stuff to cover tonight. Lots of stuff to cover. Keep this party moving. And we start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start the night. And this night is no different. Good morning, love. Your best impulse, that selfless impulse, let it take the wheel. Let it drive you towards the person you dreamed you'd be. Boom! How about that one? Wait until you see that graphic, too. Wait until you see it. We've got a lot in the pile here tonight. Lots of stuff going on. I like this quote. We are at the opening verse of the opening page of the chapter of endless possibilities. Of endless possibilities. That was a great quote. Now that Starbucks is reopening, they have unpaused, for those of you that are Starbucks aficionados like myself, they have unpaused the expiration date on your stars. So your stars are set to expire 7/1 for many of us that have stars that may be expiring from during the shutdown. So just something to keep in mind there. Here's a good story, and I think this goes well with Julie's post earlier. And I don't know that she's on tonight. I don't know that I've seen Julie on there tonight. But let's talk about the miracle of time. Arnold Bennett was a poverty-stricken young clerk in a London law office. He was frustrated. He saw his life as aimless. He took stock of himself and came to the realization that his most precious possession was time, a resource that must not be wasted. He resolved to budget his time wisely, and in the process turned his dreams into reality. He details his unusual philosophy in his famous book, How to Live 24 Hours a Day. Time is the inexplicably raw material of everything. With it, all is possible. Without it, nothing! The supply of time is truly a daily miracle. An affair genuinely astonishing when one examines it. You wake up in the morning, and lo, your purse is magically filled with 24 hours of the unmanufactured tissue of the universe of your life. It is yours. It is the most precious of possessions. No one can take it from you. It is unstealable. And no one receives either more or less than you receive. In the realm of times, there is no aristocracy of wealth and no aristocracy of intellect. Genius is never rewarded by even an extra hour a day, and there is no punishment. Waste your infinitely precious commodity as much as you will, and the supply will never be withheld from you. Moreover, you cannot draw on the future. Impossible to get into debt. You can only waste the passing moment. You cannot waste tomorrow. It is kept for you. You cannot waste the next hour. It is kept for you. I have said the affair was a miracle, is it not? You have to live on this 24 hours of daily time. Out of it you have to spin health, pleasure, money, content, respect, and the evolution of your immortal soul. Its right use, its most effective use, is a matter of highest urgency and of the most thrilling actuality. All depends on that. Your happiness, the elusive prize that you are all clutching for, my friends, depends on that. If one cannot arrange that an income of 24 hours a day shall exactly cover all proper items of expenditure, one does muddle one's whole life indefinitely. We never shall have any more time. We have, and we always have always had all the time there is. With our busy, on-the-go lifestyles, we rarely find time for the truly important things. We have to make time. Make time today. Boom. Hey, Nebraska Angie's with us. Kelly's with us. Kurt is with us. Kurt, are you having spinach dip? Remember, Kurt, I said you can't buy a boat. You can't buy a boat, Kurt. I've said it since the beginning of this. You can't buy a boat unless you're Venus' husband who's in the boat business. Okay. Private equity firm Sycamore Partners is in early talks to take JCPenney out of bankruptcy if the negotiations with its creditors fail. The department store company is also in discussions with some of its landlords, including Brookfield Asset Management and Simon Property Group, about possible transaction. In February, those two real estate giants were among the consortium of buyers that bought bankrupt Forever 21. And in 2016, Simon partnered with General Growth Properties, now owned by Brookfield, to save Aeropostale from liquidation. JCPenney, which filed for bankruptcy in May, recently received approval from bankruptcy court to access its financing, which includes $450 million in new money, new loans, of which $225 million they're spending immediately. No, Kurt, no boats, no boats. Rent a boat. I liked your idea about renting a boat, but no boats. Okay, maybe you need to make a trip to Costco and get some spinach dip. I might approve that. I might approve some spinach dips. A boat idol. No, we are having what is it? Resale Island? What was it? What is our? We're going on Resale Island, I think. The National Retail Federation, our friends at the National Retail Federation, and they are our friends. They are a terrific group of people, and they value small business. The National Retail Federation is launching a new grassroots campaign to encourage Congress, our friends in Congress, to establish the America's Recovery Fund. What is the America's Recovery Fund, you ask? Thank you for asking. Hey, Crystal, great to have you with us. This fund would provide federal grants to businesses for operational expenses to reopen and stay open. Most importantly, the fund would infuse much-needed liquidity to bring businesses back up to speed and rehire workers, i.e. fund/ grant. Grant. We like grants. We asking for grants. So what do you need to do? You need to contact Congress. How do you contact Congress? You use the link that will be provided to you in the NARTS private Facebook group tonight, and it will be copied over to narts.org/resale strong by noon tomorrow. Click on that link. It only takes a minute to send your vote to Congress, send your voice there, and let them know that you want them to create the America's Recovery Fund. It only takes a minute, people. It only takes a minute to let Congress know that the America's Recovery Fund is important. Hey, Ellen, great to have you with us tonight. DePlane. HGTV's got a thing on, I think it starts tonight even, that's Rebuild Island or, like Home Improvement Island or something. So we can have Resale Island. It's growing on me, Kelly. It's growing on me. Jeff, great to have you with us. Hey, Suzanne Cantor, great to have you with us. Jones, JLL Real Estate Group, which stands for Jones LaSalle something or other, right? They don't define it in this. I think it stands for Jones LaSalle, Lang LaSalle, something like that. But according to them, which analyzed letters from national retailers to their landlords regarding April rents, apparel and accessory retailers made up 41.5% of the tenants that asked for rent relief, followed by specialty other retailers, 21%, dining, 13.8%, and fitness wellness, 10.8%. Since the COVID-fueled shutdown took place around mid-March, near the end of the quarter, the full effects of COVID-19 on retail real estate fundamentals are yet to be seen. Their forecast scenario calls for rents to decline approximately 5.5% this year. However, if consumer confidence and retailer sales rebound faster, it expects rents to fall by 2.1%. And if a more severe impact is had, retail rents will likely drop by 7.1%. So anywhere from 2.1 to 7.1% drop in rents. What's more, retail vacancies predicted to hit a high of 5.7% in 2021 and return to pre-COVID levels by 2024. The report revealed that net absorption for all malls in the U.S. dropped to negative 3.7 million square feet. Mall space vacated surged 83.1% from the previous quarters. Lifestyle centers were the only mall type without a negative absorption. Class A malls perform above average, but shopping centers and malls are feeling the heat here, and rent should be declining. Thank you, Kath. I knew I mean, I've had discussions with them in the past. They've tried to rent to me and get me to take space. Hello, Max. Hello, Rebecca. Mostly Max. Max is full of energy tonight. Continuing the mall owner thing, CBL and Associates, which owns 108 properties around the country, has serious doubts about its future amid skipped rent payments from retail tenants due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Tennessee-based real estate company on Friday said in a Securities and Exchange Commission filing that it has violated a covenant in its senior secured credit facility, which means its lenders now have the option to accelerate the maturity of its debt. CBL said that it did not pay an $11.8 million interest payment due June 1st. CBL said the majority of its tenants have requested rent relief during the pandemic, and that has put a number of tenants in default for not paying, according to the report. It received approximately 27% of rent for April and expects to receive between 25 and 30% of rents for May. Given the impact of the pandemic on retail and broader markets, the ongoing weakness of the credit markets, and significant uncertainties associated with each of the matters, the company believes that there is a substantial doubt that it will continue to operate as a going concern, and that is a They operate a variety of shopping centers. So that is serious, and that again goes to the overall market. And we've talked about it here before. There are a variety of issues. I mean, I know people want their landlords to reduce rents and everything else, but they have to work within the covenants of their mortgages as well. So there's limits to what they can do and when they can do it. So that becomes part of the issue with that. So just something to keep in mind there as we move forward. Target, our friends at Target, and this I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to give the headline to this, and I'm going to come back to it because it's interesting in a later article that I have here what competitors are doing. Target donates $10 million to social justice rebuilding efforts. I'm going to leave it at the headline on that because I think it'll be interesting when you hear what one of their competitors is doing. Brooks Brothers is reportedly seeking financing for a possible bankruptcy. One of the country's oldest apparel retailers may be moving closer to bankruptcy. Brooks Brothers is in talks with bankers about raising financing for a potential bankruptcy that could come as soon as July. Founded in 1818, 200 years ago, the company has more than 250 stores in the U.S. and Canada, with a global footprint that includes some 700 stores in more than 70 countries. COVID-19 has taken a heavy toll on sales as stores went dark, but they're also struggling under a heavy debt load and increased competition. Gordon Brothers, the restructuring / liquidation firm, has provided $20 million secured long-term loan facility to the retailer. I think I have something else about it. Famous footwear stores post a huge Q1 loss, okay, where net sales fell 45.7%. But this is good news. Sales at reopened Famous Footwear stores are ahead of last year. Sales at reopened Famous Footwear stores are ahead of last year. That is good news for things to come as we talk about reopening and continue to follow that. Google. Anybody ever hear of Google? The ad tech company, the ad side of Google, the investigation of Google by state attorney generals has once again moved to the forefront. Reports suggest that it could lead to a breakup of the tech company's ad business as part of an expected lawsuit. 50 attorney generals have been looking into Google's ad business for months. A similar probe is being done by the U.S. Department of Justice. Both are looking to file a suit against the company within the next few months. The Texas Attorney General is leading the probe. A recovery in digital ad spend has begun to surface. In a report published Friday, how travel rose 129% between May 19th and May 25th compared to April 21st and April 27th. Home and Garden also saw a bump at 81%, and careers rose 76%. As the advertising industry begins to recover, the Department of Justice has asked DuckDuckGo, a Google rival, for details about the company and competition in online search, according to one media outlet. DuckDuckGo has met with federal officials to discuss a proposal that could increase use choice and impact Google's hold on the search market. So that could change the whole market for search and advertising. So that could be very interesting. Here is more on Brooks Brothers, because I wanted to follow this up. Brooks Brothers sales have plateaued around $1 billion from 2017 to 2019, but Brooks Brothers also holds $300 million in debt. Brooks Brothers is also offloading some historic assets. It's putting its 3 U.S. factories up for sale. That's really kind of sad. Around 700 factory employees will be laid off this summer. The CEO of Brooks Brothers told the New York Times that most customers don't care about their Made in the USA tags, but the moves to overseas production could damage small-town economies in North Carolina and Massachusetts, where Brooks Brothers factories are among the only major employers for miles. And they have their corporate office here in Connecticut. So, another retailer, Essensa Group, which is, what do they own again? What are their brands? Well, Kirkland, no, this is the... Why don't I remember who Essensa owns? Well, then there's another business going into bankruptcy. 130 billion. 130 billion. Anybody need any? 130 billion. Okay, not to buy a boat with. Not to buy a boat with. Or other such vehicles that use for recreation. Okay, like a land boat. 130 billion is still available in PPP funds. 130 billion. Nobody thought we'd be able to say that. But you have until June 30th to get an approval. So if you've not gotten a PPP yet, and you have income, get a PPP. If you have payroll, now is the time, especially with the new rulings. It's very easy to get one. Banks are still ready to give one. So get out there and get one. No, don't buy a boat. Buy spinach dip. Spinach dip, Kurt. That is what your bride wants. She wants spinach dip. Okay? Wow. I love those old types of datings, 1883. I love that, Kristen. Thank you for sharing that. I love things like that. I really do. I mean, you know, I have the bill from the hospital when my father had his heart attack in the early 70s. I love old stuff, old bill, old things like that. They just I don't know what nostalgia, old money, old things. It's just neat to see how things operate. No, not everybody should already have a boat. No, Kurt, she doesn't want both. No, she doesn't. She's got a nursing student, cheer student. Just give her a cheer, Kurt. Jennifer does not want that. She wants spinach dip, a cheap bottle of wine, box wine. You can get box wine at Costco to go with the spinach dip. I move on from the boat. Okay, so I'm circling back to Target. Does anybody remember what Target did about social injustice? I have it right here, as a matter of fact. Target donates $10 million to social justice rebuilding efforts. And we come to Walmart. What we see here is a moment, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said. Nation's corporate leaders must advance racial equality. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said, charitable giving is not enough, and companies must be part of the solution. I talk about that a lot in my company. I'm like, it's okay to have problems. Okay, it's okay to have things that we don't like. Okay, but bring me a solution. Don't just bring me the problem. Help be part of the solution. Okay, and Walmart is saying giving is not enough. Companies must be part of the solution. Macmillan will meet with Walmart employees Friday, and the company will invest, okay, not donate, will invest $100 million in efforts related to racial equality and justice. And he's bringing this, he's a member of the CEO, the Business Roundtable, okay, which is some of the company's largest executives, and they are forming a special committee to look for ways to advance racial equality in finance, education, healthcare, and criminal justice. So, there you go. Corporations are people. Corporations are people. Citizens United, I guess. There you go, Russ. A boatload of incoming items. Yes, well, that's not what Kurt is talking. I'm not buying you a boat, Jennifer. Kurt's buying you spinach dip. I gave him an approval for spinach dip, not a boat. I let him rent you a boat. Yes, they are a hole in the wall at you. No, you can't open a new store either. No, Suki. Call me, Suki. Email me. We'll have a talk. We'll have spinach dip and talk about opening a new store. Not on a boat. Although we did go, I mean, for those of you that like boring details, and if you're still tuning in at this point tonight, you obviously enjoy boring details. For our honeymoon, because you just remember that we just did celebrate 25 years in marriage, for our honeymoon, part of our honeymoon, we rented a houseboat on Lake Mead in Nevada. And I was the skipper. Okay. Dance on that one, Kurt. Yes, and we got stuck and had to be rescued. So that's a whole nother story. We did get stuck. Peanut Gallery said so. We'll talk, Suki. Email me and we'll talk. I'm not saying no, I'm saying let's talk. Over spinach dip, even virtually. We have a package of Costco spinach dip in the refrigerator. We save it for a special occasion. If you were already in the business of selling boats, it's okay. That's why I say, when I say don't buy a boat, it's not okay for everybody else to get in the boat business, but it's okay if Vina buys a boat because her husband's in the boat business. Oh my God, I'll tell you, we'll have that conversation when we're on the lake, Bonnie and Park, when we come down there to lake. Angie, boats do nothing but leak. And then you're Asheville Angie, boats leak. Okay, and then you're going to have the liability of the leaking boat. So I'm just saying. Okay, this has gone way off topic. Adele is Googling things to try to make sure she is on top of all these different boat references and spinach dip references tonight. We have gone way off the rails tonight. But the good news is resale will reunite. It says so right here in the newsletter. Nart's newsletter. If you have not read your June Nart's newsletter, pick it up in your mailbox. It's right there in your inbox. If it's not in your inbox, email Adele. She'll make sure you get it. Okay? It's all good. Oh, you're killing me, Asheville Angie. Okay? You're killing me. You're killing me. Yeah, I know, and your husband is there with Flex Seal, okay, and he's using the Flex Seal that he saw on the internet to make sure that that boat doesn't leak. Oh my God, Kitty, do not encourage these people. Do not encourage these people. Oh my God. We still don't have any further clarification on the PPP. More than what I've already covered. Again, it has been extended for 24 weeks from your loan origination, or December 31st, whichever is earlier. If you have not gotten your PPP, like I already covered, get it. Okay, now is the time to take the government's money. It is fairly, the threshold to get it forgiven has been lowered, and it is fairly easy for everybody that is in my call queue to get it forgiven, so I'm not worried about anybody getting it forgiven. The real key, though, is that 60%, which I say 65, must be spent on payroll. Must. There is no forgiveness if at least that much has not been spent on payroll. So, but the FTE threshold is very easy to meet with the new guidelines. So, I have not talked to somebody that will not meet that. There is still the open issue on owner compensation, whether that'll be expanded beyond 8 weeks. But, you know, you're in a really good place with things. What? Rachel Hollis is getting divorced? I'm getting this news from Asheville Angie, not Nebraska Angie, Asheville Angie. What did Dave do? What did Dave Hollis do? I need a fact check. Somebody fact check this whole Rachel Hollis thing. That is just blowing my mind. They exercise together. They run marathons. They climb mountains. What did Dave do? That's what I want to know. This is only half the story, Asheville Angie. That is great. That is a great point. Since we're getting off the rails here, Odell, thank you for sharing that. There are over 6 years of newsletters archived at narts.org in the newsletter section for members. There are timeless articles in those. I love, one of my favorite things when I get to travel to stores is to see what they have posted on their wall. Okay? And I love photographing the article they have taped to a desk, posted to a wall, in the bathroom, on the back of the stall, wherever it's an important high visible point, so that they make sure that it's visible to their team. We have some in our store. There's always something that touches you that you share. I mean, I print the newsletters from my locations so they have it available. But those newsletters are resale gold. Asheville Angie, are you making a move on Dave Hollis? Is that what you're saying? And Kurt says he bought a boat, that Dave Hollis bought a boat, and that's what caused the divorce. See, Kurt, you don't want a boat because that'll cause a divorce, just like the Hollises. And you have your Muffin and Puffin. I forget which one of you is Muffin and which one of you is Puffin. This show has gone so off the rails tonight. So off the rails. But I will keep you in the loop. I've got SBA meetings regardless of the fact that I have to cover the store some. I will have to cover the store some this week, but I still will keep my SBA meetings. Cassandra reminded me that I put myself on the schedule sometime when I was supposed to be in a meeting. And she's like, how are you doing that? And I'm like, I'm creative. She's like, yeah, that ain't happening. You're going to your meetings. So we'll see how that all goes. It'll all come together. It's all good. And I will have the latest in information for you. Your husband bought a boat, a jet ski, and a pontoon, and you're stealing Dave Hollis. Okay, Asheville Angie. Adele might get a boat now. Welcome to the crazy train. This is why we need to go to Resale Island. Jennifer, you're the best. Jennifer, you're the best. Absolutely. I can't wait to come to Evansville. Is that where I'm coming when I come to Indiana? Where you guys are? I forget. Evansville? Evansville or Elkhart? I'm losing track of my Indianas. And I have another buddy there, Stevenson's. Is that Evansville or Elkhart, Indiana? Stevenson's on Main Street. Danny? Okay, well, we're going to move on tonight from boats and Rachel Hollis, and it's true. My sources have confirmed Dave is out. Dave is out. Evansville. Where's my friend? Is he in Elkhart? My other friend. You're my friends too, but is he? Where's Stevenson? Stevenson's are in Elkhart or in Evansville, Indiana? I forget which. Do you know Stevenson's? Or am I making that up? Welties. I forget what town he's in. He's in Indiana. How small? Evansville, Elkhart, they both start with E, right? Seek and Find is in Evansville. I know that. I know him too. I'm trying to remember whether Stevenson's is in Evansville or Elkhart. He's in one of the ones that starts with E. How many towns with E? I spent a lot of time in Terre Haute, Indiana, growing up. That's where my sister was stationed for a while. Crossroads of America. Most railroad track crossings in America. Terre Haute, Indiana. You don't know Danny Reynolds? Okay, well, Danny's a great guy. And I'm not really sure whether he's Evansville or Elkhart, but he's a great guy. Okay, I have, so gone off the rails here tonight. This show has gone off the rails, but it is Massachusetts Monday. We're back. We're going to be great. The future is bright. I'm going to have to wear shades. But we start. All the resources I post here. Go over to narts.org/resalestrong. The next day by noon. They don't even need a boat to get there. They just appear. narts.org/resalestrong, including that advocacy thing that we'll post later tonight to contact Congress on the American Recovery Fund for small business. So you let Congress know that that is important to us, and that grant will help us grow our way out of this. The dog's in the way. I don't know. So much is happening tonight. I will be back here tomorrow night, live at 8-ish Eastern. 8-ish Eastern. I will be live here in the Narts private Facebook group. It's a time. Trust me. It's boat time. 8-ish. Okay? Eastern. Live in the Narts private Facebook group. But these videos, they're over on narts.org/resalestrong and on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, so that you can share them with everybody. Everybody is out there. You can share that with them, and we'll get all our businesses, even our boat dealers, we'll get through this storm. We'll get them all to the other side, and we'll have the positive outlook, because the future is bright, people. It is bright. You got to wear shades. We start every day and night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this. For people like the Welties that were not here at the beginning of the program, our good morning today is Good Morning, Love. Your best impulse, that selfless impulse, let it take the wheel. Let it drive you toward the person you dreamed you'd be. Our good night tonight is Good Night, Love. That need to rest, that constructive impulse, let it take the lead. I hope you dream the best, coolest shit. Let's go. Look at the graphics, people. Oops, wrong way. There, look at those graphics. That is our Good Morning, Good Night book. If you have a question that you don't know the answer to, that I didn't answer tonight, you just email me, Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com. Neil at ECIstores.com, and I will get back to you. I'm behind, but I will get back to you, I promise. I promise I return all my calls, all my messages, all the emails. I do. Make sure you include your phone number in that email. Neil at ECIstores.com. We will get to the other side of this because you and you, but most importantly you that doesn't have, is not alone running this store. It's dinner time, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.